Hi again, boys and girls, it's Mrs. Becker, and I just want to let you know that I'm the guest reader, the Mustang guest reader tonight on the Miramani Facebook page. So, go ahead and check out that book. But I'm reading a book for our class today, and it is called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. It is by John Scieszka, and it's illustrated by Lane Smith. John Scieszka rhymes with Fresca. I looked it up on the internet, moms and dads. He has a lot of fun stories for older teenagers, and so I actually liked reading his book when I was younger, but his books when I was younger. The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. It is to Jerry and Molly. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. And look, there's bricks and sticks and straw. I'm a wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. So there's the wolf. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. My daughters are a part of the wolf pack over at Clovis East, so it's kind of fun to read wolf stories this week. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. Something, boys and girls, you don't see very much, but when I was a little girl, if you ran out of sugar at your house and you just needed one cup, my mom would hand me the measuring cup and say, go ask the neighbor across the street for a cup of sugar. So a little clue on what's going to happen. This is the real story. Way back in once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt the sneeze coming in. Well, I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed a great sneeze. He forgot to vampire sneeze, didn't he? And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down, and right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig. Dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. I'm a wolf, so I ate him up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger lying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar, so I went to the next door neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not by much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, go away, wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin. There's his razor. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I think you guys see where this is going. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was a second little pig, dead as a doorknob. Wolf's honor. I don't know. Do you believe the wolf side of the story? The pig side, they still all are alive at the end. Now, you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open, so I did the only thing I could do. I had dinner again. He's a wolf. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next door. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have had the brains of the family. He built his house of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And you know what that rude little porker means pig, answered? Get out of here, wolf. Don't bother me again. So he goes over. Look how full his belly is. There he's going over. That's the brick house. Get out, and then you can't tell, but that's the wolf's ears. Maybe that's the peephole. There you go. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't even give me one little cup for my dear, sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed. Achoo! Once again. Then the third little pig yelled, well, I'm not going to read it, boys and girls. He didn't say something very nice. You'll have to ask your mom and dad what he said. But he said, go away, basically. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down this pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. The rest, they say, is history. In the newspapers, big bad wolf. The news reporters found out about the two pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. They jazzed up the story, and with all of that huff and puff and blow your house down, they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story, I was framed. Maybe you can loan me a cup of sugar? I'm not sure I believe the big bad wolf. What do you think? Could you retell the story of the three little pigs where it's huff and puff and they capture the wolf and they win? Could you retell the story from the point of view of the wolf? What would you have done if you were one of the pigs? Why? What would you have done if you were the wolf? Why? These are just some questions I have. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about it when we see each other soon. All right. Don't forget to watch on Facebook tonight. And I'm so glad to see you guys. And Miss Christina says hello. And we just tell you how much we miss you. Bye, boys and girls.